Kia ora. So I thought I'll continue posting. Why not? Sort of like a weekly diary. And I thought I might share a little bit of what I've been doing this week. And it's weird to do that because, to be totally honest, I watched a video the other day about how cringy it is when people share their workout routines. So let's cringe away. In the last week or so, what I've been trying to do is reawaken a couple of things. So most specifically in terms of my physical training, I've been trying to get my kicks back. When I was younger, so much younger, I thought of myself as a bit of a kicker, and my kicking techniques, I thought at least, in my own estimation, were pretty decent. As I've gotten older, as I've gotten bigger, as I've gotten slower, there are times when I am doing kata, and I do gojuru, and most all of our kicks, mercifully, are very low. So the kicks I've been working on this past week have been low kicks, but they still require good technique, especially in kata. So I've been working on kingiri, maigiri, and kansetsu-giri, and I've been trying to find ways to put myself under a little bit of pressure in doing that. There's some kata, well, one of my favourite kata in gojuru is seisan, another is sanseru, in which there are kansetsu-giri. Go! Talking to the dog. And so I've been trying to find ways to reinvigorate those and give myself a little bit of pressure in doing it. So that's been an interesting exercise. Also did a bit of did a bit of a rejig around in the dojo, just sort of simplified things up. Coming to the end of the year, I want to encourage myself to continue training. Christmas for me is a danger zone. Always want to eat too much and exercise too little. Also working on my weapon work. When I was on Okinawa, James Makiwara sensei at the Sato Dojo, he had these lukshaku ball that were made of rattan, and I've always been one of those people who, well, when it comes to working with your ball, I like to work with an actual ball, the proper weight and so on and so forth, and being a bit of a snob about it. But the rattan ones, great for kumi ball, great for two-person sets, great for hitting the Makiwara, and so I've really been trying to work on that and find a little relaxedness in the way that I do it. Also, I've been spending a little more time getting out and about. As you see, I'm just having a walk this morning and getting out into nature, at least outside, especially since the weather's been so lovely, and practicing mo patu and mo rako, whatever, which are, if you don't know what those are, they're two of our Indigenous Māori weapons. And I have incurred the wrath of some of my own people about doing that, and they have not been quiet about especially about me going to other places and teaching aside from New Zealand anyway. So I've appreciated people's support on that. People have come back and been very kind. But, it always happens, and I think if you stick your head up, if you go public with these sorts of things, you've got to take the bad with the good, because it's just how it is. The standing rule should always be, don't read the comments. Makiwara. So I've been trying to practice a technique that I saw Jean Frenette sensei, Gema sensei, and Kenjo sensei of the Jundokan practicing when they hit the Makiwara, and to do it in this really relaxed way, but the technique really penetrates the Makiwara. They're completely relaxed when they're doing it. So I've been trying to emulate that with, to be honest, very little success. So, but I'm trying. And since we've got nice weather, my Makiwara outside, it's yet another excuse to go outside. I've been struggling with a little bit of writer's block, podcast block as well. I've been trying to think of something to talk about. Well, I suppose the last couple of weeks there's been so much going on. I've had too much going on in my head, so it's all kind of started to settle. So I've got an idea about what I want to talk about. I've had a couple of really cool people reach out to me to tell me that they achieved their showdown and that my podcast changed their lives. That the podcast was a small part of what kept them motivated, which is so cool. But enough of the infomercial, Tuari. Let's talk about them. I'm always inspired when people at a certain level of maturity return to training or persevere with training, when most of the time you're at a level or at an age where your body says, eat more chips, drink more coffee, watch more Netflix. It's really motivating to hear that people have persevered and achieved something personal in their lives in terms of a goal. As my mate Pijama says, it's the beginning of learning, which I thought was a really cool value. A mate of mine in Germany got his show done, and that is amazing. So, you know, it's cool. The community gets bigger, and it's always a blessing to know that good things happen to good people. I'm going to jump off here and just say good morning. When you get back to training, hope you're doing the same. Take care, and I'll talk to you on the next one, I guess. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.